Boxing King Media in association with Box Row, local boxing legend Ryan RHODES in Doncaster. Ryan, yeah, working the corners today. Just let the fans know what you're doing here tonight.
So yeah, we've had a young lad, Huey Wilson, lad from Doncaster, having his fourth fight tonight. Boxed really well, clashed heads, got 3 stitches over his eye, but boxed really well, never been cut before, handled it well, didn't faze him, didn't put no more pressure on him, came back to the corner and listened what we had to tell him, and he got a unanimous win.
Good stuff. Other than that, you've been quiet. I've not really seen you out and about anywhere. You know, what's around us up to these days?
Just I've had quite a few holidays in the last year, to be fair. So I've been away quite a lot. But I'm in the gym all the time. I'm in the gym every day. We've just organised our next amateur card, which is on Wednesday the 19th of April at Wasley Bridge Working Men's Club in Sheffield. And then a couple of days after that, I've got Ricky Reeves fighting Perry Howe for the Central Area title on a massive card. Myself and Steffi are doing it at Magna.
I'm looking forward to that because I spoke to Ricky about a month ago, and I think we're going to do something where we're going to get him and Perry together and probably interview them together. So he goes, there's not chance of them kicking off because they're friends.
Yeah, so they used to train together up at Regan Denton's, the Hood. They used to train together, them, and then they both went their separate ways. Ricky came with me and Perry went with Rob Riley. To be fair, this fight's been talked about a long time. Not as long as Mayweather and Pacquiao, but it's been talked about a long time. And I was forever texting Rob Riley, Perry's manager. I was forever texting him and phoning him and saying, look, let's get this fight done. Perry's a great ticket seller. He's got a great fan base. Only lost one, I think, at, 7 or 8 fights or something like that, and drawn one. Ricky lost one in the final of the prize fighter tournament. So it makes sense for these two guys to fight. There's a great background story, used to be mates, and now they're going to put it all on the line and fighting for the Central Area title in a 10-round fight.
I'm looking forward to catching them both in person together. It should be fun. If Ricky does win that fight, are you open to the Sheldon McDonald rematch? Because even though Ricky did win, it was an entertaining 2-3 round fight.
Well, it was entertaining while it lasted, yeah, I'll give him that. But Ricky's number 11 in Britain. Ricky wins this, he might move up 1 or 2 spaces. It could be in line for a British title. And it makes sense to push on now for Ricky. He's not getting no younger. He's 34 years old. So he's not getting no younger. I want a big 2023 for Ricky this year. Central Area title, and then maybe push on for English, minimum a British title. So that's the plan with Ricky. He's dedicated. He's willing to learn. He's only had 5 fights. So he can't wait. He hasn't got time to mess about and fight on these just fight mediocre fights. He needs to push on and fight for a title fight. And I'd like to get him a British title fight at least.
Definitely interests me, mainly because I'd love to see you and Johnny Nelson on each side and maybe going at it. I think it'd be quite entertaining.
Well, you know what happened last time? I beat Johnny. So yeah, go on.
Yeah, you did, Ryan. I just want to talk about another one of your old stablemates, KELL BROOK. I'm sure you'll have seen the interview the other day. It looks like he's in good spirits. But before we get to that, I just want to get your quick opinion on how you probably felt knowing KELL and growing up with him as a baby to see that video that was leaked in the papers.
Yeah, I mean, it was sad to see. It was definitely sad to see. I felt for KELL, and I know the thing with KELL is he needs something to focus on. He needs a bit of passion in his life about something, and boxing has always been that. And when he confirmed that he was retiring after the Amir Khan fight, to me, that was the best thing what could have happened to KELL, because KELL's not the same fighter as he was 5, 6, 7 years ago. But he looked good in that fight against Amir Khan, because Amir Khan wasn't the fighter he was 6, 7 years ago. I just want KELL to find some purpose in his life, something to focus on, something he can get his teeth into. Is it fighting again? I'm not too sure. And I know these fights like CONOR, BENN talking about Manny Pacquiao and things like that. But I don't know if that's the right path to take for Kell. I just hope that he does find something that he can focus on, something that he can get up in the morning for, and I know he's saying training's that one thing at minute that he's not being late. He's got something to focus on. He's in the gym, loving training with Dom again, and I don't know. I just hope that whether it is box, I don't know whether it should be a fight for Kell, if I'm honest. But hopefully he finds something that he does find peace in and he is happy with.
If it does end up being Conor, Ben, because the talk back and forth is still ongoing and both guys seem like they're interested, if it does happen, do you think from what you've seen, and if Kell's given enough time, has he got enough in the tank to deal with a young gun like Conor Benn?
The only thing, I don't see Kell every day now. I only see the end product, which is when he fights. I don't see him in the gym training, and I'm not a part of that team now. So I only see what I see at the end product, and that's in the ring. And I just thought in that last fight with Khan, Kell looked really good, but he looked really good against Amir Khan, what was not the Amir Khan what we all knew 5-6 years ago. So I don't know how Kell is in the gym, whether he has these injuries, whether he has the niggles, whether he can do those 10, not 8, 10, 12 rounds sparring, then jump out and jump on the bags. I'm not privileged to see the what happens in the gym now. I just see the end product, and I don't know. I just won't like to see Kell take this fight, it not work out for him, and him be in a worse state of mind than he was in a few weeks ago, a few months ago, or whatever. So I'm not sure. He's 36, is he 36, 37, 35? 35, and I think he's a little bit older than that. Yeah, I think he's a bit older than that. So I don't know. But I just won't want him. He don't need to come back for the money. That's why a lot of fighters do come back. Kelly's coming back for other reasons. But yeah, I'm sitting on the fence about this, whether he needs to come back to fight again. I'd like him to find something that he does enjoy. He does like getting up in the morning for and getting his teeth into.
That's quite a valid, shall I put it, that's a fair explanation, Ryan. Yeah. It's one thing that I've got to quickly ask you also, because I think somebody's after you, is the game, the boxing game.
Yes.
What is the latest? So you guys have done the release on the PC, the response has been amazing. Any new updates on when it's coming out on PlayStation?
No, I mean, like you've just said, the game's been released on PC Early Access. Yes, there's still slight issues in the game, but the response has just been phenomenal. Honestly, I was excited for it to be released, and obviously it's been released now on PC, but just wait till it gets released on console, Xbox and PlayStation.
When?
I don't know. I don't know that. Being honest, I just don't know that. I'd like to think later in the year, but who knows? A lot of people said it wouldn't come out. Well, it's out, guys, and it's only going to get better and better, and the other bigger fighters are going to be announced soon, bigger names, and we've got majority of the world champions in the game already, but this can only grow and grow and grow as a positive.
Hopefully we'll see Boxing King Media in there soon. Last question I've got for you, Ryan, is whenever we've spoken, I've never really spoken much about your childhood training at the Ingle gym, and I've got loads of old footage of the gym, and there's this really funny video of a young Ryan Rhodes, probably about 6-7 years old, with long scruffy hair on the speedball. Yeah, and I can't remember what Brendan's saying to you, but
I'll tell you exactly what Brendan said to me. So he was doing an interview, he's talking to someone, he said, you need to smile, you need to show your teeth. And he turned around to me and said, Ryan, smile, show us your teeth. And I smiled, and I just broke my front tooth. And Brendan turned around and said, look, smile, but he's chipped his tooth in a few weeks ago. So yeah, I mean, Brendan were a character. There's loads of little videos like that about with me, Naz, all the younger kids, Daniel Thorpe, Daniel Teasdale, young kid called, I think it was Paul Barnes, young, when I look back and I see these all like grown up now men, just like myself, and it's crazy to think where these years have gone. I'm 46 years old now. 40 years ago, I walked into Brendan Ingle's gym for the first time, and I never looked back. And I'm a part of the Ingle story, but I'm also a person today, the person I am today, from having my childhood all the way through there as a young amateur, as a professional, and then obviously I am the person I am today through that.
You definitely are, Ryan. It's fascinating. We've got you, Johnny, Ati Shafiq, Junior Witter. There's so many of you are kind of from that gym that have got jobs still in boxing, which is mad.
Well, it's great to see, because obviously we have stories, we've got advice, and we've got, because we learned from one of the best in Brendan Ingle. He was so, the stories he had, the what's the word I'm looking for? Just the aura of him. He was doing things 20, 30 years ago what now they're all doing. They're all doing it now because they all knew, they all realised that the methods Brendan had, the crazy methods, what everybody thought back then 20, 30 years ago, are all working now. All working now.
I 100% agree with you. Last question for you. Why are so many people obsessed, or why has Dominic Ingle got such a huge fan base of people that love listening to him online? Why do you listening to Dom? Because his interviews do crazy numbers, and I see the comments. People like, is it his aura from his dad's that's passed on, or is it the Ingle gym name? Because you've been there, I just want to get an idea from you.
To be fair, I mean, listen, Dominic was Brendan's son, so he's gonna pick up Brendan's traits. And Dominic thinks, talks. He has not all the same. Like the pad work's completely different now to when I was there with Dominic. He's invented his own pad work. He's invented his own styling pads. But he's very knowledgeable. You know, he's been around the fighters for many, many years. Before even Dominic was a part of the gym, he was always in and out of the gym, and then he came and was involved in the gym. So he's just very knowledgeable, and when he talks, he's got that aura where you listen to him, and that's just Dominic, and that's just how Brendan was.
Ryan Rhodes, on that note, I appreciate your time. I think somebody's after you. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much. Cheers.